It was meant to be my daughter's special day. Pink balloons floated in the air. Soft laughter filled the room, and the scent of vanilla frosting lingered like warmth itself. Then my sister rose, tapping her glass with a spoon. The chatter died instantly. With a smug little smile, she announced, "I'm pregnant." Applause. Gasps. My parents' faces lit up. My daughter looked at me, her paper crown slipping sideways on her small head. The candles on her cake flickered, their flames trembling in the awkward silence that followed. That was the moment, the exact instant. I felt the first tear in the fabric of my patience. But she didn't stop there. Turning toward me, she gently rested her hand on her belly, already beginning to show, of course. She wanted everyone to notice. "And since you're doing so well," she said with a half-hearted laugh, "maybe you could help. You don't really need that nursery anymore, do you? You can always make another one." My mother nodded before I could speak. My father quickly agreed. "It makes sense," he said. "You have the space, the money, the stability. She needs your support." The candles melted lower, soft wax dripping down as they discussed which of my rooms would best suit her baby. I said nothing. I only watched the frosting on the cake slide down, thick, sweet, and slow, like time stretching out into a decision I hadn't made yet. She wasn't always like this. Or maybe I hadn't seen her clearly before. When we were kids, I used to give her my last piece of candy, and she'd thank me with wide, grateful eyes. Somewhere along the years, that gratitude curdled into expectation. Every gift became something owed. Every kindness, a debt to be repaid. When I bought this house, she was the first to walk through it. "It's gorgeous," she said, drifting from room to room like an inspector appraising her future inheritance. "But isn't it a bit much for just you and your daughter?" I laughed then. I shouldn't have. I should have heard it, the resentment hiding behind the politeness. The party ended early. My daughter fell asleep, still holding an unopened gift. My parents lingered in the kitchen, whispering about family duty. When the door finally clicked shut, the silence felt sharp, surgical, like something cleanly cut away. That night, I stood in the nursery. The wallpaper, soft clouds and paper stars, glowed faintly under the nightlight. Every toy, every blanket, every quiet memory whispered the life I had built from the wreckage my ex left behind. And now my sister wanted that too. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I started planning. It took me a week to set everything up. I met with a realtor quietly, signed the papers without telling a soul. I boxed up the nursery, each stuffed bear, each frame, each pastel curtain. Even my daughter didn't know. By the time my sister called, chirping about when she could move her things in, it was already too late. The deal was sealed. They showed up on Sunday, my parents, my sister, and a moving truck full of baby furniture she hadn't paid a cent for. I watched them from the window as they laughed and walked up the driveway. My father reached for the doorknob and froze. The for sale sign stood tall in the front yard. The laughter was the first thing to die. Then their faces drained of color. My sister turned to me, her smile flickering like a dying light bulb. "You're joking, right?" I stepped outside, calm and steady. "No," I said. "I'm moving. The house is sold." Her voice broke. "But where am I supposed to?" I cut her off. "Maybe you can afford another one." The same word she had thrown at me now returned like a mirror. My parents stared at me as if I were a stranger, but they were wrong. I wasn't someone new. I had simply stopped performing the role they'd written for me. They tried to argue. My mother accused me of being heartless. My father said I was overreacting. My sister sobbed, dramatic. Heavy sobs meant to stir sympathy. I never raised my voice. I just handed them the realtor's card. "If you're quick," I said, "you might still be able to make an offer." Then I turned, walked back inside, and shut the door. That night, I sat in the empty nursery. The walls echoed with memories, faint lullabies that no longer hurt. There was only quiet now, the kind that comes when the bleeding finally stops. My daughter ran in and climbed into my lap. "Where are we going, Mama?" "Somewhere new," I told her. "Somewhere that's ours." They still talk about it. The day I lost my mind, the day I betrayed the family. But I know the truth. I didn't lose anything. I took it back. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just the creak of a for sale sign swaying in the wind, while those who took too much finally learn what it means to have nothing left. And that sound, that hollow, haunting sound, is the sweetest lullaby I've ever heard.